to like your pro career so far, man. You debuted in summer of 2022. Now a
Yeah.
little over a year, you're fighting for a title. Did you expect things to go this way?
Nah, especially not this time around. After the win against Dimash Chopper, I was thinking about taking the rest of the year off just because I had got eye surgery, and I got for I didn't get LASIK. It's called PRK. For those of y'all who don't know what PRK is, it's almost like LASIK, but it's kind of more extensive. With LASIK, there's like a little flap that you have over your eye to let you see. For MMA fighters, they recommend getting PRK so that flap doesn't get knocked out when if you get punched or something. And they were telling me that the recovery time would be around 2 to 3 months. Worst case scenario, 6 months. So I was like, yo, I might be this there. I might just have to focus on get ready for next year. So. I went back to my doctors because they do a little couple of post op appointments to see how you're healing. And within 2 weeks, they was like, "Yeah, you're ready to get back to doing everything you was doing post op appointment." I was like, "Damn, okay, so all right, so I could spar now." They was like, "Yeah." So and I had another appointment, and then I asked them. I was like, "Hey, I already have a fight. Like I have a fight booked up. I figured that if I can get back to sparring, I have a fight coming up in December, or I have an opportunity to fight in December. I feel like, I could probably take that fight." And it was like, "Yeah, you're 100% ready to go." I was like, "Cool, cool. So now we can get back on track." So yeah, it was not planned it out like that at all. And we did just finish my contract with Fury. I was on a 4 fight contract deal with Fury. Um, and then I just wanted, before I re-signed with Fury, I wanted to get one more back in Colorado. So we signed a 1 fight contract deal with this promotion called Colorado Combat Club. Shout out to them. They really helped me out in my MMA career overall to get me where I'm at. So yeah, here we are. Here we
Yeah,
are, man. Here we are.
let's go back to the eye surgery. So how did everything look before you got the surgery?
Man, I was actually fighting with my contacts in.
Wow.
So I made that decision after my third amateur fight. Not I mean after my second amateur fight. So I was going into a fight, I would just take off my glasses, and I could still see. I could see somebody who's like right up close to me, but I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to see from distance. But I just got tired of wearing contacts and glasses and like that. I'm surprised that they let me fight with my contacts, and they actually never came out during the fight, but they've came out a couple of times in like sparring and training and stuff like that. So I guess I just got lucky there, but my eyesight was like terrible, bro. Like I probably couldn't. Yeah, it was bad because I'm nearsighted, so I couldn't see. Obviously, I couldn't see far away. So it was my eyesight was bad, and it was something that I always wanted to get done. And after this last fight, I was like, I have the perfect opportunity to do it. Just got paid. I'm like, let's go ahead, let's get this out the way, and we'll get back right back on track.
So you're out there fighting ninjas, like they're all.
Yeah, 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 man. I remember I think it was my third. Yeah, it was my third amateur fight. I got punched in my eye, and like my eye was like it felt like I had no control of it. I was like, bro, I cannot see right now. So I was like, damn, I can only imagine. And this is with the contacts, and I don't know how the contact didn't get knocked out, but I was like, I don't want to go through that again and just have to worry about, if my contact gets knocked out. Because if you have I mean, I see you got glasses on. I don't know if you wear contacts, but if you get one knocked out, your deception is gonna be kind of, it's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty off. It's gonna be pretty off. So at that point, I always told myself if that were to happen, I'm just gonna get close to them and just shoot, take them down, shoot, take them down. Yeah, close off that distance. I don't even want to play that game.
Yeah. Now, you've had, all finishes, 100% finishing rate. You have one loss, Reyes Cortez. Take us to that night and how it impacted you moving forward.
Yeah, Reyes Cortez. That fight was man. That fight wasn't a fight that I didn't think it was gonna happen. because we was going back and forth with the promotion with Fury. They gave us like at least like 7 different opponents because a lot of guys were just turning me down. And then they finally gave me Reyes Cortez, and at first he turned it down. And the reason why he turned it down was because he didn't, from what I heard, he didn't want to sign, a 4 or 5 contract deal. So we was having problems with that, and then finally Fury came up clutch, and they offered him just a one fight, and he took the fight, and yeah, so we ended up fighting. So going into that fight, I was like, okay, I know this guy has more cage time. He's been on the Dana White Contender Series. He's a skilled fighter, but I going into that fight, I was super relaxed, super calm and chill. I think I was a little bit too chill, and I don't think I really think I underestimated his skills. I thought I was on a high roll, fresh 2-0 guy, not even 21 years old. Still, I feel like I could take on the whole world. So he gave me a sense of like the next level, like a taste of the next level almost. And his calmness, even when I was hitting him with some of the punches, I'm like, damn. Usually guys go down after that. Like, why is he still right here? So he was a strong, durable guy. He was a good fighter, and he comes from a good a good fight camp. He comes from Fight Ready that's down in I think it's in Arizona. Yeah, in Arizona.
Yeah.
I think yeah, he trains with like Henry Cejudo. His sister, she's in the UFC, so he comes from a good camp with a lot of good fighters. He taught me that there's levels to this, and there's always stuff. He gave me chinks in my armor that I know that I need to work on. So it was eye opening, bro. And not only that, but that was my first time ever being finished, and that took me some time to get over because I'm like, man, that can't never happen to me. No, no, that's all I believed until it actually did, and it just humanized and gave me opened up my eyes a lot more to to this fight game. Anything can happen on any given night. Nobody's invincible. So yeah, and then we go into the next fight, and Demon's Chopper. When I fought Demon's Chopper, I just knew that the fight before it, when I fought Reyes Cortez, I was like, this guy is not on Reyes Cortez level. So I always went into that. So I went into that fight like, let me do the same thing that he did to me. Let me show Demon's Chopper the next level. Let me show him that there's guys out here who really wants this. And I feel like that's what it made me hungry. It made me
Mhm.
hungry for the next fight, definitely.
Well, you like you said, you got back in the winning circle, and now you're fighting for a title.
Yeah.
Robert Trujillo, he's undefeated as a pro. This is your another chance, right? Another chance for
Yeah,
you to show somebody the next level, right? What
exactly. And the
what do
reason
you see in him?
what I see in him, he's a he's a tough guy. Not in the sense of like, oh, like he's a skilled fighter. He just has heart. He has that dog in him. Um, but when it comes to like fighting wise, I don't think he's 5-0. But if you check all his last 3 opponents, I I think I'm his biggest fight. If I'm being honest, he's 5-0. Not only that, he was on the power slap. I think that's probably the biggest thing for him is that he was on the power slap. I think that's what gives him a little bit more notoriety than me, just because he was that much closer to the UFC, I guess you could say. Which I think power slap is stupid to me, in my opinion. But whatever. People have different opinions. I have my own. He has his. But like I said, I don't think he's the most skillful fighter because I think fighting Junior Cortez or even fighting a guy like when I fought Christian Strong, Christian Strong, he's a specialist, and what I mean by that is that he's a wrestler. He's a wrestler. Like we know that that's something that he's gonna do. He's not gonna go away from that. So to like sometimes dealing with specialists, it's a little bit harder than going against somebody who is just gonna bang. That's all. Robert Trujillo is. He's a right hook, left hook, and a guillotine type of guy. And we broke him down. Not only did we break him down, we broke down his opponents because his opponents is you'll see we've seen a couple of things that his opponents did and that they didn't capitalize on. So that's something that we're always gonna look to do. But this guy, he's Robert Trio, he's been gone for a year. He hasn't fought in a year. Not only hasn't he fought in a year, he hasn't fought somebody, as youthful as me, as fast, as strong. I mean, dude, I just feel like I'm just miles above him, and I get a chance to show that. I get a chance to show that main event title fight, and yeah, get ready for December 15th because I see it one sided if I'm being honest. So when we go into January of 2024, I'll be on a 2 fight win streak. At that point, I'll be 4-1 and looking for another fight.
Power slap. You're taking slaps,
Yeah.
unprotected slaps to the head. That's causing some damage to the
Yeah.
brain. It has to be, right?
Yeah,
Like it has
no,
to have
no,
some
100,
effects.
100%. Not only that, it's like for me to like be an MMA fighter. All we've ever, learned from the very beginning is, how to, defense,
Mhm.
head movement, high guard, low guard. So to just stand in front of somebody and like, yo, all right, go ahead, slap me and see if I could take it. Like, no, 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 no. If I'm on power slap, I better go first every time. I don't even know how do you even? I mean, I don't watch power slap. I just see it on Instagram and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that, like their little videos. I think that's where they make the most money is off their views. Because I've never heard anybody come up to me and be like, "Yo, did you see that last episode of Power Slap?" Like,
No.
no, I've never heard it. But I mean just not only that, but like you can go out the night before drinking, smoking, doing whatever you need to do, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if they test or not. They probably do test, but like you don't have to. What I'm trying to get to the point is that you don't really have to train. You don't.
Mhm.
There is no like training like technique. Like all you just with like how there's a guy. I seen a video. There was a guy holding a mitt like
Mhm.
this, and they were just slapping a mitt. That's probably the most training that you could get out of it. I mean, it's either you have that slapping ability or you don't. That's how I see it. Yeah.
Um, Victory MMA. That's your spot.
Yeah.
I've seen you cross training too. Like you go over to Factory X as well. Is that something you do
Yes.
often?
Yeah, every other Friday, like we'll
Mhm.
spar down here in the springs, then we'll ride up to Denver, to Factory X and get some cross training, which uh they usually don't do.
Yeah, they
But
don't.
yeah, they're usually closed off. My dad, when he was fighting, he was under Factory X, and
Mhm.
yeah, and Mark Matoya, they still have that good, a great relationship. So he was able to, you know, I was able to get grandfathered in, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, those guys, when I tell you those guys, they got some high level fighters up there, and it's just like cool to be like in that mix and just getting work with guys who are coming up or guys who are already in the UFC, guys who got title fights, Brandon Moreno, not even just like sparring with these guys, but like chopping it up with them and like seeing what they see and understanding how they got to where they got to. If you I think the number one thing, like when I took my first loss, I was looking at like everybody, like a lot of bantamweights in the UFC, the top bantamweights, and see how they started off their careers. Man, they almost started their careers off just as I did. So that was like something that's like, okay, this is supposed to happen. Like if I don't, this loss can't define me. So it has to only make me better. That's the
Mhm.
only way how I thought about it. Because I'm like, you seeing guys like Brandon Moreno, who or not Brandon Moreno, Brandon Royval, who's getting ready to fight for the flyweight championship against Alex Pantoja. When he fought on my dad's undercard, I think his record was like 5-2 or
Mhm.
5-3 or something like that. And to see where how far he's grown and how far he's gotten, it's like okay, that just shows me like if I just stay true to the game, I'm gonna get to where I want to be.
Yeah, and you go up there and train with them, spar with them, and Brandon, like Royval, like you said, he's getting ready for his title fight at the same time. You're getting ready for your title fight.
Yeah, I just like sitting there and just like watching. Like when I see like when I'm done with my rounds, I like watching their rounds too. Like guys like